Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Knights Talk. I'm your host Rob Leonard. The Knights of Meaford had two games this past week, starting Thursday night at home to the Bradford Rattlers. We have all the goals from that one. Take their man in on the boards. Now they keep it in. Struts plays it back. Here's a shot right on. That's tipped. Right in front, score!
Oh, nice goal. Picked up that rebound. Got the puck across to the back side and, of course, burying it. Well, the Knights have been playing much better hockey of late and have done a really good. There's a shot
and scores. Beautiful pass and an equally beautiful tip home. 52 seconds remaining in the Bradford penalty. Here comes a shot, right on, scores! What a shot there by number 55, Matthew Tozer. They do. Pass into the middle now. Here comes number 10. That's Daniels Lega. Lega shot, right on, scores! Daniels Lega. But ended up taking out Pereira instead. Here we go, breakaway! And scores! Number 8, that's Mitch Bolduc. Corner. Lurkin. Puck tipped in front and scores. That was tipped in front by number 15, Dimitri Karasini. Rattlers on the Rattlers about to go on an abbreviated power play. They'll have about 57 seconds to work with. There's a shot, scores! Number 68, that's Alexei Mashkov.
TV as the Meaford Knights go down to the Rattlers 4-3.
Yeah, and Gordon. And as you can see, the Knights of Meaford fall by a score of 4-3 on a late goal scored by Mashkov of the Rattlers. But I got to tell you, it was an evenly played game, as the score would indicate, right from start to finish. Neither team wanting to give the other an inch at any time during that game, and really it was going to be who scored last was going to win that game. But always a great matchup between the Rattlers and the Knights. Has been over the past couple of seasons, no different on that night. Daniels Lega with a pair and Tyler Struts would score for Meaford. One notable in that game, maybe could have been the difference in the game. The Knights went 0 for 8 on the power play. A ton of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties handed out to the Bradford Rattlers. Apparently the referee was, according to the Rattlers coaching staff, the referees were, well, I guess they warned them at the start they weren't going to take any chirping from the players at all, and they were going to call those penalties, and they most certainly did. The Rattlers took 12 minor penalties, all for unsportsmanlike conduct in that game. But as I said, the Knights went 0 for 8 on the power play. That could be the Rattlers' penalty kill was right on that night as well. But to me, the difference in the game that night. So then the Knights would take the long trip to Ville-Marie in Quebec. And the Knights would fall by a score of 6-2 in that one. The last time those two teams met, in Meaford, it was a 5-4 shootout loss in favor of Ville-Marie, but I got a couple of the Knights here, Jeff Hyndman and Justin Pereira had discussed it. It was basically just a night where things just didn't go right for the Knights, and you have games like that. So scoring for the Knights in that one, Will Vernon and Eric Lowry would score. Now the Knights, lately, basically in their last 11 games, the Knights went on a 5-game losing streak. They won 5 in a row, and then now they're on a 3-game losing streak. So kind of streaky as the season goes on, but heading up to Christmas, take that Christmas break and get things in order. This is a super talented team, and I can't help but imagine they're going to get that stuff straightened out. Maybe get home and get a little bit of Christmas dinner into them and get back to business. So let's take a look at the league standings. Temiskaming has had about 11 days off in between games, but they still have that 15-game winning streak intact. The Bradford Rattlers, even though Temiskaming's had that huge run, the Rattlers are only 2 points behind, as is Almaguin. The Knights sitting in fourth with a record of 14-8 and 3 for 31 points, but Ville-Marie with that the two victories over the Knights, are now tied with Meaford for 4th spot. New Tech, who had a 5-game losing streak, are back on their winning ways. They've won their last 2. So things, again, 1 through 6, really tight in the GMHL's North Division standings. Let's take a look at the night's scoring leaders. Tyler Strutz, as he has been all season long, leading the way with 38 points. Nico Walsh, I made that joke last week. I won't make it again this week. Sure I will. Stop getting suspended and you'll get a few more points in there. Eric Lowry has snuck into a tie with Nico Walsh for 2nd spot. Daniel Zlega, on the strength of his 2 goals in that game against Bradford, with 23. And a bunch of defensemen in there with Skylar Roberts, Colton Langowski, David Hooper, and Connor Long is sitting there in 4th spot. If we could take a look now at the league's leading scorers, Chris Hay, all season long, 92 points, sitting on top. And we'll take a look at my buddy there, Gregenchev. He's still sitting in 4th spot, 74 points. I still say by season's end, he's going to be right up there pushing Chris Hay. St. George, again, with 4 players in the top 10 scoring. Let's take a look now at the upcoming games. December 7th, tomorrow, or this coming Thursday night, New Tech are in town, and as I said, they're back on their winning ways with winning the last 2 games, and they'll be in Meaford. I don't think Meaford has ever beaten New Tech, so that would be a great time to start, guys. Thursday night at home. Then Friday night, taking a long trip to Almaguin. Another tough game. No easy games for the Knights now. Heading up to the Christmas break. They'll close that out December 14th at home to Temiskaming. And then Friday in South Muskoka on the 15th. That'll wrap things up for the Christmas break. Now, Tuesday, December the 12th, the Knights are going to take part in the GMHL Showcase in Port Colborne. The Knights will play 2 games. They'll be playing, I believe it's the Bradford Bulls in their first game. Second game, they will be playing against St. George. So they're going to get a couple of good tests from the South Division. And on Meet the Knights, let's go to Meet the Knights right now, because that's what we're going to talk about, guys. We got part 2, Justin Pereira and Jeff Hyndman. You guys were here a few weeks ago. Did such a great job, we thought we'd bring you back again. All right, welcome back.
Oh yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so let's talk about, first let's talk about the showcase coming up. And I want to know what it means. I know what it means to the coaching staff and to the people of Meaford, but start with you, Justin. What does it mean to you as a player, being able to go with your entire team down to the showcase?
Oh yeah, it means a lot. I know last year I had the pleasure of going on one of the all-star teams, but it means a lot more going with all your teammates and, you know, going there as you earned it, as opposed to kind of being selected as, you know, one of the players on the teams that didn't make it. And especially being a 21-year-old this year, you know, that's where all the next level, like scouts and coaches, are going to go to watch you play, is in the showcase. So it's a big opportunity, not just for the 21-year-olds, but for all the players on our team to showcase their skills.
So this could be really at 21, as you say, it's could decide if and where you play, if you continue to play after the season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a big deal. I know all the boys are looking forward to it, the coaching staff as well, and I know me and Jeff are excited to go for sure.
You've got St. George in that second game. You guys are, well, you're familiar with the Bulls from playing against them last year, but must be kind of interesting to go up against the top team in the GMHL in St. George.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know last year when I was at the showcase, we played St. George, and they had a few of the same kids, like that Chris Hay guy. He was on the team last year as well, so got to play against him. And you know, St. George was really strong last year too. So, and the Bulls, obviously in the North Division, we played them a lot last year, and they always usually have a strong team. So it should be 2 good games.
All right, and Jeff Hyndman, I'll ask you pretty much the same question. From your own personal standpoint, what does it mean to be able to compete in the showcase on Tuesday?
It means a lot, actually, I think, especially for our team being the first year that our whole team is gone. It's made a lot of the guys pretty happy and excited to go. And like Justin's saying, like he's been there last year, and he said it's a lot of fun. So being there as a team instead of being selected, I think it's going to be a great time. And playing other teams in the division, like St. George and the Bulls, is really going to test us to see just how we like rank up against their top 4 teams in the other division. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. St. George is going to be a little bit of a struggle because they're definitely a very, very strong team, but I think we can do it.
That's right. There's that extra incentive there too when you know that they're. You definitely know. Most nights when you play, you're not sure who's in the building watching you.
Exactly.
But in this case, you know that's why those people are there is to scout and to look for talent for their squads for next year. So, looking at I guess the teams or the divisions or competition that's going to be there represented is going to be representatives from the CIS, from American schools, possibly OHL. Teams there taking a look, but I guess at 21 that wouldn't really apply to
More
you.
for the younger kids, yeah.
Yeah. So if the perfect scenario for Justin Pereira, who would you like to take notice of you and maybe give you a job for next year?
Definitely some of the U.S. college schools. That'd be really nice, as well as some of the European professional teams that have come over to watch Showcase in years past.
Get a free trip to Europe. And
Yeah, absolutely. Go over and play hockey. Stay there for a few months. Wouldn't be too bad.
That'd be awesome. It'd be a switch from the European players who love coming to Canada to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. And Jeff, are you 21 yet?
No, I'm 19.
I thought so. Yeah.
So yeah, I still got a couple years to play. I'm not kind of in the same boat as Pereira here, but yeah, just any schools, honestly, anything. Like I'm open to everything.
Be
like
awesome.
Whatever comes, you know. It's
even if your hockey career could get you a free ride at a school somewhere to
exactly.
set up your education for the rest of your life would be really cool, wouldn't it?
For sure.
All right, so I wish you guys the best of luck at the showcase on the 12th. It's really exciting for not just the team, but for the fans of Meaford as well, knowing that for the first time in team history that the team has earned the right to go there. And you said something earlier last year. You said it kind of indicated that you didn't earn your spot there. Well, you certainly did because you were picked as one of the All-Stars to go. So don't diminish that. You earned every bit of it. So, all right, let's talk about the Knights. First half of the season just about done. Mixed results. The team is you guys are having your best start in team history. Struggling a little bit against the teams above you in the standings. In my opinion. So what do you think it's going to take to get you over that hump, let's say after the Christmas break, to get, to make that push for first, one of the top 3 spots?
I feel like...
I guess basically, can you be doing anything different?
Well, definitely our discipline needs to get better. Like that's what's really kind of losing us games. We're taking too many penalties and other teams are capitalizing on those opportunities and we aren't. So that definitely needs to get better for us to be able to beat the higher teams, and basically that's really it. And our power play, definitely needs to get better. Like you said, we were 0-8 against Bradford that one game, and that could have definitely helped us get the win.
Absolutely,
So.
even 1 or 2 power play goals click in that game. But yeah, Justin?
Oh yeah, no, I feel like the same Jeff said it. Discipline, Nate's been harping on us the whole year, and Dino as well, trying to get us to get the penalty minutes down, and I feel like that would really help us out a lot, as well as the PP. If we can capitalize some more on the PP as well, and Nate said it all the time, like all year, that the good teams find a way to win all the time, and there's been a few times where we haven't found a way to win. So I feel like going forward, the games that should be won, we should win, and there's no more easy games going forward. So we got to find ways to win against the good teams.
Well, see, that's what we said at Rogers too. Like once the 2 teams dropped out, we said there are no more bad games this year. Like there won't be any lopsided, games for us to cover on Rogers every Thursday night because you guys are playing so well and the team is doing so well. that you're going to compete every night against those top teams. So, but I forget what I took a look at your record against those teams that are above you in the league, and right now they're beating you. So, like you said, get that discipline. You know, I think the penalty minutes are a lot better this year than they have been in years gone by. I think a couple of years ago there were 10-minute misconducts flying everywhere. So I think you guys are doing a pretty good job at that. But I you know, 100% confidence that this team is you guys are gonna rise to the top. You're getting, and I'm not just saying this because he's sitting right over there, Graham Gemmell, doing a great job in goal for you this year, giving you some good steady goaltending, and Maricel Griezes is coming on. You know, he's had a couple of good starts, so you get a good 1-2 punch with Graham and Maris in there, and let's not forget the young man from Buffalo, Sager, is in there as well, and you know, things in my estimation, you get those things, just little things I think just need to be
critiqued.
Yeah, just those little things need to be done. I honestly, in February, see this team doing really well in the playoffs. So, guys, thank you so much for coming in again.
Yeah, no, thanks
So
for
that was
having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Part 2 of Jeff
Yeah,
Hyndman and Justin
absolutely.
Pereira. Thanks, guys. And Graham Gemmell, thanks, buddy. Did you drive them over?
No.
You didn't?
That was me.
Yeah,
I
Jeffy
drove
drove us this
today.
time. I
Jeff's
drove
the
last
driver.
time.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of Night Talk. For producer Mark Perry, I'm Rob Leonard. Thanks very much. We'll see you next time.